Hello everyone, it is I, Tiger, and things are about to get weird. In Phineas and Ferb, there's Perry the platypus. So he's technically a platypus. In real life, platypuses are not teal, they are brown, and we do actually see a brown platypus in the show. In the episode Primal Perry, we see that in Australia, platypuses are brown. That makes me wonder, what is a teal platypus? Does that mean they're a different species, or does that mean they just have a different colored coat, like cats or dogs? That means it is time for me to overanalyze this cartoon show because that's the only thing my brain will allow me to do. So sit back, grab your nearest bottle of maple syrup, and let me ruin your childhood. Even if they look different, they can still be considered the same species. The main problem is that we practically know nothing about what an Australian platypus is in the show. We know they look different, but at this point, the only thing we can really do is make guesses. This lady stopped to take a picture of it. I don't know about you, but I don't stop to take pictures of random people's pets. However, if I see a wild animal that's not dangerous near me, I try to take a picture. And this guy hunts platypuses. Now, I'm sure that if someone goes around declaring that they hunt hamsters, people will not like that. If they're not pets, it's safe to assume that these guys are obviously based on real platypuses, even if they don't have flippers on their front paws. Since we've barely seen a normal platypus in the show, I'll have to use their real-life counterparts to compare them. As I look more into it, their teal appearance isn't the only thing that sets them apart from regular platypuses. Teal platypuses have teeth. Normally, platypuses do not have teeth. They use gravel to help them chew their food. And teal platypuses seem to use their teeth to help them make that chattering noise. Ever wonder what a real platypus sounds like? I'm actually surprised that they don't sound that different. I don't know, looking at this thing, I just kind of assumed that they didn't make a sound, or maybe they sounded like a duck. But whatever. So they're teal and they have teeth. That's not that different. You can easily say it's just a design choice. His color makes him stand out, and making Perry walk on his hind legs, drawing him with teeth, gives him a human appearance. There are other small details, like platypuses keep their eyes closed while they're swimming. Perry does not do that. They also can only live up to 17 years, but we see in the episode Phineas and Ferb Quantum Boogaloo, Perry's around 25 years old. I guess teal platypuses aren't weird enough to make a theory about them. There's not enough dirt, there's not enough information. All those small little details aren't a big deal. They're just a slightly different cyan version of a regular platypus.
Am I sweating milk? Being a platypus is so gross!
That sounds weird. The newly hatched young are vulnerable, blind, and hairless, and are fed by the mother's milk. Blah blah blah, instead, milk is released through the pores in the skin. I guess it is true. Wait a minute, mother? Her? I have several questions. Okay, haha, last time I checked, Perry is a guy. That means he shouldn't be able to do this. Even if Perry and Candace switched bodies in the episode Does This Duckbill Make Me Look Fat, that doesn't mean they switched genders too. Perry's body should still be biologically male. I feel like the writers had to do some research to know about this, but how could they miss the fact that female platypuses do this to feed their young?
That's an egg. Perry laid an egg. You know what this means, don't you? We're gonna have 2 Perrys.
Why are they acting so normal? They're still referring Perry as male even though they think he laid an egg. And Candace being a teenager, why isn't she questioning this? She's also acting like it's a normal thing for Perry to lay an egg. But Tiger, the egg-laying thing was only in one episode. You're thinking too much about this.
Oh, good heavens.
Ha! You laid an egg! I knew it!
Oh boy, things are about to get even weirder. Okay, let's break this down. In the season 2 finale of Milo Murphy's Law, Doof creates a human platypus abomination with Cavendish's DNA and platypus DNA he had lying around. Soon after he was created, Doof asks,
Oh, can you lay eggs?
Oh, I hope not.
And later, he actually lays an egg. Since Doof knew he was going to lay an egg, that means he knowingly gave Cavernpuss the DNA of a female platypus. But not only that, it was supposed to hatch, meaning it was fertile. The only other platypus that was near him the whole time was Perry, which means teal platypuses reproduce asexually, duh. Perry is technically a male and a female. Even though he can lay eggs, Perry shows male traits. He acts like a guy, and as a result, everyone refers to him with male pronouns. If teal platypuses reproduce using
Parthenogenesis,
that's why Phineas and Ferb thought he laid an egg, and that's why he's able to sweat milk, and that's why all teal platypuses look the same. That explains why Doof can't recognize Perry without his hat on, because they're all just genetic copies of each other. In the real world, there are no cases of mammals reproducing on their own naturally, but there are some insects and lizards that can reproduce on their own. Can a teal platypus exist in real life? Well, I'm not a scientist, but since mammals can't reproduce using parthenogenesis on their own, and since teal is a rare pigment in nature, for this creature to exist naturally in the real world is close to impossible. Even if they were to exist, a contagious virus can quickly spread and wipe them all out. There's a reason why we don't reproduce asexually. It gives us an advantage. Or a disadvantage if you're socially awkward like me. But in the world of Phineas and Ferb, in a weird way, it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. Doof not being able to recognize Perry is because the only thing setting him apart from other platypuses is his hat. And when asked if Perry would ever have a girlfriend, the creators of the show said,
"Are we ever going to see Perry the platypus get a girlfriend?"
No.
teal platypuses don't need girlfriends or boyfriends since they just reproduce on their own. One other thing I would like to mention is that male platypuses have a spur on their heel. The venom isn't deadly to humans, but you really don't want to get stung by a platypus. There are no painkillers for the venom, and the pain can last for days or even months. Knowing this information, why would you get your child a pet platypus? There are no records of platypuses killing humans, but if it's able to kill small animals and even dogs, you would probably not want this thing near your kids. Female platypuses only have spurs before they become an adult, and they are not venomous. In the episode Primal Perry, we see Perry using his spur. Even if he can lay eggs, he still has this weapon that only male platypuses have. However, males produce this venom during mating season. They don't really use it for self-defense against other animals. If teal platypuses reproduce on their own without needing to compete with other platypuses, they could have lost the ability to produce venom, making them the perfect pet. So, even though platypuses are already a weird creature to begin with, the teal platypus is even more strange, and I declare them a different species. Since they are a different species, they need a new name. From now on, they shall be referred to as tigers, named after me, of course. Wait, what do you mean there's already a creature named Tiger? How dare they use my name without my permission? Okay, fine, whatever. I guess they could just be called teal platypuses. Wait a minute. If it takes less than a day for Cavernpuss to lay an egg, and it was supposed to hatch about an hour after it was born... Oh no.
What are you talking about? Oh, this is preposterous. Well, so I'll just stay here then.
The road ahead, it twists and turns, and the sun beats down and it burns. But I keep on pushing through. And every step quicker than the last, my feet